Good morning, HubSpot Nation. Welcome to Wake Up with Customer Platform, your unofficial HubSpot morning show where we help you discover the platform you already own. I'm Chris Carolan, and I'm joined by my guest co-host, Madeline Donovan, as we make sure you're not sleeping on HubSpot's true capabilities. If you're joining live, drop a hello in the comments and let us know what you're building in HubSpot today. Happy Monday, Madeline. How are you today?
Happy Monday. I'm doing good. I have not had my coffee yet, but I'm feeling ready. And I'm
Yep,
hoping that these updates
got this guy here.
are exciting enough. Oh, that doesn't count.
Uh,
Coffee or nothing.
that's my coffee. um, I feel like we've got some exciting ones. Not generally a fan of seeing the word permissions all over the place. But I know it's important to a lot of portals out there and a lot of admins out there.
And
So
I'm a fan of the word merge. So,
yes, that's true. They've been making a ton of progress recently. So let's dive in. Merge permissions for contacts, companies, deals, tickets, and custom objects. This one has been making a recurring appearance. So we'll see if we can find out what has changed. What is it? A new permission each for contacts, companies, deals, tickets, and custom objects allows admins to control whether a user can merge each specific type of object separately from their permission to edit that object. Note, changes to custom objects and create and merge permissions will not show up in the permissions history page, but we're working on adding this change.
this is like mind-bending language for me right here.
Yeah, what
All
is
right.
bending the mind?
Well, it's just like I think I know what it's saying, but until we try it out, I don't know that I know what it's saying.
Yeah,
But why does it matter? Currently, any user that has permission to edit an object at all, such as contact, company, deal, ticket, or custom object, is allowed to merge records for that object type. This has resulted in a concern from customers for data hygiene. They must allow their users to edit records to perform their jobs, but in doing so, they are forced to allow their users to also be able to merge records. Okay, now it's clicking. So
yeah.
you can edit but not merge, whereas I thought that this was like the opposite concern, like for some reason you wanted them to be able to merge records but not edit them, which seemed weird, but this makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, a lot of this is an effort to just uh, differentiate all the permission sets. Like, there's been so many things through the years where you just had to figure out what master thing to give them to
Right.
allow for the other thing they want to do. And it's just like the interesting mindset here. They must allow users to edit records to perform their jobs. How far is it away between uh, like editing records, but you can't like merge? Like, can we just teach people to do their jobs? Like, can we just help people do their jobs better, maybe, instead of putting all these boundaries? I understand how impactful merge specifically can be. Um, and George here says he's watching uh, from the hospital taking care of his wife, and he may have issues with this. I agree, man. Hope for a quick recovery there. Thanks for watching.
George, I think you do have issues, so you should get those sorted out at the hospital after your wife. I hope your wife feels better.
Exactly. Um, so we'll keep going. Create permissions for contacts, companies, deals, tickets, and custom objects. What is it? A new permission each for contacts, companies, deals, tickets, and custom objects that allows admins to control whether a user is able to create each specific object type separately from their permission to edit that object. Note, changes to custom objects and create and merge permissions will not show up in the permissions history page, but we're working on adding this change.
Okay, I like this one. Why does it matter? Currently, any user that has permission to edit an object at all, I sound like a broken record now, such as a contact, company, deal, ticket, or custom object, is allowed to create new records for that object type. This has resulted in a concern from customers around data hygiene. They must allow their users to edit records to perform their jobs, but in doing so, they are forced to allow their users to also be able to create records. I can totally see the importance of this. Like, this, having done a lot of data cleanup in the past few weeks, months, there's just so much. It's always, you create a new record because you think there isn't one there. And HubSpot can also only do so much when it comes to preventing you from creating a duplicate record. But if you're naming something differently, or you just don't have any signs that that record already exists in the system, that's where that human aspect needs to come in, and you need to do it from the permissions level. So I
Yeah,
this.
for sure. It's kind of the other side of the merge coin,
Right.
where like you merge stuff and you shouldn't have. Instead, you missed something in the system that was already there, and you created a new one. Now somebody's got to merge it.
Yeah.
Of course, on the other, if I had pulled up the other screenshot, there's now a merge section available as well. So really, just if you haven't recently, take a look at your CRM objects area in your user settings, because they're getting really robust. And really, with all of the objects, you'll see as you click on the CRM objects area that is actually much more than these four as you scroll down. And maybe like, since I'm so passionate about that and making sure people know, let's just show that real quick. We'll check out Bill's permissions here. But everybody's a super admin in this portal, so maybe that's not going to work. There we go. All right. So we've got contacts, because it's super interesting the way that they position this, like contacts, companies, deals, tickets, and custom objects. It's like you can think of them as a separate set of assets in the system. And this is why we don't have 100% parity between all the different objects. And when we got contacts, companies, deals, tickets. So CRM objects is the list that we're looking at here. Tasks, CRM emails, meetings, calls, notes, invoices, courses, listings, appointments, and services. Okay, so we're getting closer and closer to everything is an object land, thankfully. But it's also important that they make this separation, because if you go to look at those, you do not have all of these separate permission sets yet, like merge and create. Depends on which one you're looking at. So number 3, improved app card configuration experience for marketplace apps. This one's in development. So we've got a forward-looking statement at the front. We're excited to release an easy and fast experience that addresses today's challenges with discovering and configuring cards offered by apps in the marketplace. We've heard your feedback and are enhancing the App Cards tab, which acts as a one-stop shop for all your needs. Now CRM admins can easily view all available app cards in one centralized location, manage and configure these cards for all available locations in multiple views. Marketplace partners can now also direct customers to this tab after installation. Yes. Enabling a faster onboarding process and helping you get immediate value from your new apps and integrations. Say goodbye to tedious and confusing configurations and hello to a simpler, more efficient experience.
Nice. Why does it matter? We see increasing marketplace apps building immersive and interactive experiences through app cards. You can view the entire collection. However, our CRM admins are finding it hard to discover and configure these cards on the record page. The experience today is tedious and highly confusing. Oh, some sharp language there. And we heard this feedback. This update will offer a single page for customers to learn about the available app cards, complete all necessary configurations from a single page, and get an immediate value of the app or integration. Marketplace partners can use the link to this tab to redirect their customers after installation so that customers can immediately start their onboarding journey. That's huge in
Yeah.
particular. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially for the apps that actually take the time to build stuff like this, which not all
Right.
apps do.
Right.
Uh,
And
it,
especially for, customers that don't do a lot of custom cards, but they may have apps that, they just want to set it and forget it. They might not be super comfortable navigating and like dealing with the setup of the cards or know like, okay, you have to go into the object, then you have to find I don't know, and they've changed it like 3 times in the past year.
yeah,
So
the tedious and highly confusing part is what you're describing right now.
yeah.
Yeah. Um, so that's great progress in development, though. So not necessarily available yet, but all hubs and tiers from starter and above. So very cool.
Nice.
Um, I also try to pay attention to, haven't seen this in a while. They start using different ways to differentiate the who gets it. Like I feel like this is the first time I've seen smart CRM as a designator
Yeah,
instead of a hub or customer platform. So,
interesting.
but also I think every product manager is responsible for filling those cards, and they sometimes uh, take liberties with how they describe the product. Number 4, sales workspace dashboards in a private beta with medium impact. What is it? Customizable dashboards that display key sales metrics directly within the sales workspace.
Ooh. Why does it that was so short that I wasn't ready. Why does it matter? This gives sales reps instant access to their most important metrics and reports without leaving the sales workspace, keeping them informed while maintaining their workflow. Eliminates the need to switch between tools to check performance data. Yes. Leverages existing dashboards, removing the need to create new ones. Enables admins to curate relevant metrics for their teams. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This is huge.
Yeah, they've been doing such a great job with these workspaces. You can see, I just show here, like this tabbed, like just the
Wow.
design of being able to get everything in one workspace,
Yes.
right? Is huge. Especially the cutting back on the rework to like redo things because it's in a different space or it's
Yeah.
formatted a different way.
Yeah, just
So
being able to add the dashboard so that it's not like you have to create everything from scratch or give up all of the dashboard functionality. That is huge. I am so excited about this.
yeah,
Who
awesome.
gets it? This feature is available for Sales Hub, Professional, and Enterprise. Okay.
Indeed.
Cool.
Uh, Number 5, train the customer agent on private knowledge base articles and control citations for public sources.
Interesting.
What is it? Customers can now train the customer agent on private knowledge base articles and also toggle citations on or off for any public source.
Why does this matter? Customers have knowledge in private articles that is not meant for the public eye, but it's still very valuable to train the customer agent. So true. Customers also do not want the customer agent to show citations for all sources and want the ability to control which sources should be cited. This is awesome. I
I
have not used like customer agents within like the knowledge base articles that much, but this makes perfect sense. And I can only imagine this will make it a lot more reasonable to build out for people.
Yeah, yeah. They've been coming a long way here. Again, I always like to point out that you need content in your knowledge base to be able to train the customer agent.
Yes.
Um, this show citations part is interesting. Um, what came to mind is like if you know information is coming from a certain place, but you don't want people to know that you're getting it from there, is that why you turn the citations off?
Hmm.
Um, and
Yeah, I guess, yeah, I can't see why you would want to turn citations off, but I read it more like if your source isn't yourself, then you want to turn it on. But
right. Oh,
yeah,
that's fair. I could see
that's
that.
interesting.
But yeah, good stuff. We need to be able to, like, we're nearing this day where everything in the portal, everything in the HubSpot portal can serve all the agents. It's just there's lots of ins and outs to doing all that, so they're taking their time while still going really, really fast. Number
Oh,
6.
Chris, I just realized that your date is wrong, FYI, on our little banner.
Oh, what did I put? March 25th. Oh man,
The whole episode's ruined.
I know.
Start
Uh,
over. No.
well, obviously, I need to fix that immediately. So
Sorry for pointing it out.
that's okay. Um, Speaking of somebody who likes to go fast, um, taking us farther down the year than I need to be. Number 6, view property validation rules via public
Ooh.
API. What is it? You'll now be able to view property validation rules via public API.
I already know of a few people that are really gonna like this. Why does it matter? Viewing property validation rules will allow you to better understand and adhere to validations set on properties, making it easier to ensure that data flowing into HubSpot is consistent and accurate. This will also reduce the likelihood of failed API calls and errors. I feel like that's a lot of eh, like high level language for people who aren't familiar with like, using APIs and integrations and code. But something as simple as trying to transfer a numeric, well, let's say like a text field property from your ERP system, let's say, into a number property in HubSpot where you never noticed it, but suddenly like your whole integration breaks. Um, it's really, really handy to be able to just like see that at a glance via the API. So cool.
Yeah. And generally, read only comes before write.
Right.
Uh, and that would allow an easier path towards syncing systems where all the rules are set up in another system and you're trying to match it with HubSpot. I'd say don't go crazy with that and maybe take a step back. And there's so many things in these other systems uh, that where like we created these just crazy naming conventions because we only had 8 characters to work with in a space where we clearly needed more than 8 characters to work with. I'm definitely talking about ERPs right now. Um, and then it's like, okay, maybe we don't want to bring that ridiculous rule that doesn't make sense to anybody into HubSpot if we don't have to. And that's where like, scoping integrations and iPass and things in between. Actually, Ops Hub is really great at this now as well, where you can transform the data on the way. Um, uh, so just always take care to think about, where your data is going and where it's coming from, and you'll be all set. AI campaign summary insights. Man, I guess because Madeline's here, we get to talk about campaigns every day.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? The newly embedded AI campaign summary on each campaign's performance page makes generating insights and results faster and easier than ever. With just a glance, you can quickly review key metrics, effortlessly identify top performing assets, instantly uncover highlights and key learnings.
Nice. Do you mind zooming in on that picture before we go into? I'm curious. Huh. Okay. I like it.
So this is why, in my opinion, before we get to why it matters, the admin's job is becoming teach people how to come in and use the system. Because this should bridge the gap. Like imagine an executive asking
Mhm.
about a campaign, and now we're in the moment, we're in the room, we're like trying to field these questions. When instead, if everybody trusts the system and now they can just ask a question and the data is there. And again, this comes back to trusting the data in the system, trusting processes. Like I wouldn't have trusted this before last week when I knew I could attach all of the assets literally now from files from everywhere to the campaign. Now that we have a complete view, um, enabling others to come in and view this, and maybe not put so much of the storytelling stresses on our marketers.
Yeah, we're already telling so many stories.
Yes.
Why does it matter? The campaign's performance page shows a large amount of insights. With this new summary section, you can quickly digest key data, spot top performing assets, and uncover valuable learnings with ease. Okay, I'm curious about how it works. So, how does it work? The new campaign summary section is located, blah, blah, blah. Refresh the insights whenever needed, view an in depth summary of your campaign performance, and ask specific questions for further clarification. That's nice. Interesting.
Yeah.
We'll
So I
see.
have to ask Kyle or maybe talk to some of the PMs. Like if we could get like a spot here to like enable others to understand the data for all of these summaries that are happening everywhere, I think that's a huge piece that these summary cards enable. Um, so very cool to see that. Uh, Number 8, super interesting one here. Uh, Upload a PDF to Breeze Copilot in development, scheduled for release, expected April 16th. I think that's like a week before we have the frame.ai hug.
Oh,
Um, and like Spotlight, I think is live in New York on April 10th. Uh, so expect a big month in April. Medium impact here, forward-looking statement. It is in development. What is it? Copilot users can now attach a PDF file to their conversation. Simply choose the file and Copilot will ingest the file, providing the LLM with more context about who you are, what your goals are, and resulting in higher quality inputs, assuming those questions are answered in the PDF that you upload.
why does it matter? AI without context is useless. more sharp language this morning. We're feeling sassy this morning.
Oh, man.
It's true. Even the most advanced LLMs produce generic or irrelevant responses when they lack business specific context. By allowing you to upload a PDF file directly to Breeze Copilot, HubSpot is enabling the underlying model to provide a more relevant response. Being able to upload a PDF means Copilot can become more aligned with your goals, your company's voice, and whatever other context you want to provide Copilot. 100%.
Yeah, man, that's another step. There's this convergence happening. Like, you watch by inbound, Breeze Copilot, it's going to be your whole screen and everything's going to run through that chat interface. And as scary as that might sound for some, most all users are going to appreciate that experience. Uh, Number 9, specify the time frame of when an event occurred in scoring apps. What is it? You can now specify the time frame, the recency of when the actions being scored occurred in lead and health scores. That sounds huge.
That sounds huge. This is low? What? This sounds huge. Why does it matter? Higher intent and customer sentiment is highly dependent on when a specific action occurred. Before, decay was the only way to reduce points as time passed after an action occurred. Now you can score actions that occur within a specific time frame. This is huge. This is like, at least for me, I haven't used elite scoring a ton. And this is why, to be honest, because you couldn't specify like when certain things were done enough. Because like context, providing HubSpot context on why a contact is a lead is only relevant if it's timely. Like those actions are only relevant based on the time. So this is huge. Awesome.
Yeah, no, so good. Like, the relevancy and the like the time context of actions
Yeah.
is so important. And again, that's, I guess we're getting to the place where maybe I start to appreciate it a little bit. But there's lots of things like that where they could have watched a video yesterday, they could have watched it a month
Right.
ago. Um, but also, like, I see this not only attendance of a marketing event between uh, a very specific month of the year. So I'm guessing this won't apply next month. Um, and maybe they're just referring to the picture, which we're going to open up here.
Well, like for example, maybe you're doing it based on, yeah, like a marketing
Yeah,
event is a great, like a trade show, for
right.
example. Like maybe you see a huge spike in your website, like a certain page traffic right after the trade show. They didn't use a UTM link or a CTA or anything, so you can't necessarily see if they're related, but the chances are high that they are.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah, very, very good. See that more configurability there. Number 10, create reports from CRM index pages beta ending. We did highlight this last week or the week before. At this time, we're going to be sunsetting the create report beta for the CRM index page.
Huh. Why does it matter? Thank you for participating in the Create Reports from CRM beta. We've learned a great deal from this beta and are excited to keep moving toward more integrations of the CRM index and reporting features. Check out the new index page report view beta to keep up with the latest developments. Okay.
The new one? Okay.
Wonder why they didn't just. Did you guys? Yeah. So you already saw this one.
Well, this is where I guess this one is not ending. So the
Right.
difference between create and just index report view. So
Yeah.
that's cool. I was just concerned that we were going to lose report views on index pages.
Yeah. It feels like between this and the sales, bringing a dashboard into the sales workspace, feels like they're really focused on trying to get you to use the native analytics tools rather than having to go to the dashboard or making the dashboard your primary reporting space, which is interesting.
Yeah, I've been seeing this, and I'll just open this one too, as like um, the admin workspace that is closer to. So sales has their workspace, customer success, um, marketing and campaigns. We're starting to see some stuff all come together. Uh, and even data quality, like the data management area, has been better. But the data management area is very much like black and white, fixed data, no like business context necessarily. So for an admin that is wanting business context and is maybe RevOps, maybe this is where we start differentiating between like RevOps administration and data administration. Because if RevOps, I would imagine this is maybe that's it. Maybe it's the RevOps workspace. I think I just figured it out. Cool. Uh, very cool. Two more customization tools for new knowledge bases, high impact. This one has also been showing up regularly, and we won't rehash it. It is basically CMS level functionality now in the knowledge base tool set, which is very, very cool, and people have been wanting for a long, long time. And with that, we get more functionality related to knowledge bases, including approvals on mobile. Uh, knowledge base articles can now be approved from mobile. All approvals are visible and centralized in the HubSpot app to make the approval process faster and easier for the requester and the approver. All about centralizing and streamlining.
Yes. It's always interesting to me what we prioritize doing from mobile. Like, I'm sure they have stats on this, but I just cannot imagine this being something that I'm doing from my phone. But it must be something that a lot of people do.
Yeah, I guess help desk, this whole help desk
Yeah.
space is really opening up things. And here, I don't even get to blow up the screenshot. It just takes me to the app, the mobile. By the way, we have a mobile app, is what HubSpot is saying here. And that's what I've been wondering. Like, if you're out there and you use the HubSpot mobile app, like for anything, I would love to hear from you. I do. I like the notifications. Sometimes it brings me into the right place. Sometimes it doesn't. I think the most common thing I use it for is meeting links.
Yeah.
And that works when I'm in the right portal on the app. But also, like, the easiest way to get to the On the Go Academy, Academy videos too. And if you don't know, you can get to the Academy certs like all from the mobile app too, which is pretty cool. So yeah, that's it for today. Remember, folks, you probably already own the solution you're looking for in HubSpot. It could be knowledge bases. Sometimes you just need to wake up to it. Join us tomorrow morning as Casey's still out the rest of the week, and Madeline will be joining us as we continue to explore what's new in the ecosystem. Drop your biggest takeaway in the comments and let us know what capabilities you want to wake up to next. Until then, I'm Chris Carolan.
I'm Madeline Donovan.
And this has been Wake Up with Customer Platform. Now go build something amazing. Have a great day, everybody.
Bye.